Friends, myself Dr. Mohan D. Sangle. I am an Associate Professor in Rice Section Samstha, Satara. Today we are going to deliver the lecture on the topic that is high performance or pressure liquid chromatography. In short, it is called as a HPLC. This HPLC technique is a very versatile technique, and it is useful to separate the complex mixtures as well as complicated components. The high performance liquid chromatography, in short called as HPLC, it is widely used. The technique is used chemists to separate and determine the species in variety of the organic, inorganic and biological material. In liquid chromatography, the mobile phase is a liquid solvent containing the sample as a mixture of solute. The type of high performance liquid chromatography are often classified by the separation mechanism or by the stationary phase. These are the different partition or liquid chromatography. First one is the adsorption or liquid solid chromatography. Second one, ion exchange or ion chromatography. Third one is the size exclusion chromatography. Then next one, affinity chromatography and chiral chromatography. These are the different types of the chromatography which are related to the stationary phase and the mobile phase. Mostly this liquid chromatography, that is HPLC, is very useful. The main advantage of this HPLC is the speed at which the separation takes place, and this is very beneficial in the sample production in the industry, because when we get the fast result, accurate results, the rate of increase of the production is higher, automatically the benefit higher. Therefore this technique is very applicable. On account of decrease in time, diffusion in column is reduced and the resolution improved. Emphasis has been given on the size of particles making up the substrate. It has been found that the smaller the particle size, better the resolution. Then the principle. HPLC was preferred as a high pressure liquid chromatography, but with the help of his performance, the name is converted into high performance liquid chromatography. If we increase the column length and the number of the plates per unit length, resolving power of the chromatography column increases. The number of theoretical plates is connected to the surface area of a stationary phase. It follows that smaller the particle size, greater the resistance to eluent flow. Due to the development of new technology, the new particle size stationary phase are emerging out, which can resist these these pressures and pumping system given the reliable flow rate. The new development which have been takes place in adsorption, partition, ion exchange chromatography have resulted in quick and better resolution and justify why HPLC has come out at the most accepted, powerful and the versatile form of the chromatography. Both the adsorption, that is adsorption means stationary phase is solid, right? Therefore both adsorption, that is liquid solid, stationary phase solid, mobile phase liquid, and partition, that is stationary phase liquid, mobile phase liquid, that is liquid methods operated on the differences in the solute polarities. This is due to the fact that polarity plays an important role in deciding the relationship between the adsorption and the solubility. Therefore, we have to remember the polarity is the most important role. The adsorption method are sensitive to molecular structure. It is called as a steric effect. Adsorption method are sensitive to molecular structure. It is called as a steric effect. These methods are favored for the separation of those compounds which possesses a different steric configuration. On the other hand, partition methods are more sensitive to small molecular weight differences in solute. Because of this reason, these methods are used for the separation of number of homogeneous series. The number of homologous series by using partition, that means liquid, stationary phase liquid, mobile phase liquid, that is liquid chromatography. Highly polar material are best separated, whereas ideal non-polar materials are separated by using the adsorption, that is stationary phase is solid, mobile phase is liquid, that is the adsorption, liquid solid or solid liquid technique. Some common compounds used to increase the order of polarity as follows. The first one is the water, H2O, second one is the ethanol, third one is the acetone, fourth one is the ethyl acetate, fifth one is the ethyl ether, then chloroform, then dichloromethane, toluene, trichloroethane, cyclohexane, petroleum solvent, that is hexane, heptane, then pet ether, etc. Here the most important part is the instrumentation and working of the HPLC. Look here, the HPLC, this technique, a typical modern HPLC unit is here. It is divided into the 6 parts. First one is the solvent reservoir and mixing system. Second one is the high pressure pump. Third one is the sample injection system. Then chromatographic column. Then detector and a recorder. This figure shows this is the sample, the bottle is a solvent storage. Then through the bottle suck the liquid with the help of pump. The regulator is flow meter regulator, which is adjust the flow rate. Firstly it is passed through the pre-column. Then again it is connected to the sample injection valve system at the top of the column. The column is put in the thermostat or oven which maintain the temperature. It is connected to the detector and detector is connected to the recorder. In the other side there is a eluate collector. Therefore, this technique is mainly divided into the solvent reservoir and mixing system, high pressure pump, sample injection system, chromatographic column, then detector and recorder. We have seen the first, that is sample reservoir and mixing system. The choice of mobile phase is very important in HPLC. The solvent or mixture of solvent used as a mobile phase must be deaerated prior to use. This helps to prevent the detector from the responding to air bubble as they exit the column. Deaeration is accomplished either by boiling the solvent prior to use or by applying a partial vacuum to the solvent container. Then the elution power of the mobile phase is determined by its polarity. For the normal phase separation, elution power increases with increasing polarity of the solvent, but reverse phase separation, eluting power decreases with increasing polarity of the solvent. Many of the common solvent used in HPLC are the flammable and toxic, but it gives the better results. Hence, special grades of solvents are used. The solvents are purified in order to remove by UV, that is ultraviolet, absorbing impurity and any particulate matter. This is essential because impurity may affect the detector. It is also essential to remove the dissolved air or air bubble because they affect the operation of pump and the detector in used in the HPLC. A pressure pump. The pump is used in HPLC are designed to be nearly pulseless, no noise. Consequently, little variation occurs in the pressure of flow rate of the mobile phase on the outlet side of the pump. The most cases HPLC pumps that are used for analysis are adjustable from flow rate of about 0.01 to about 10 milliliter per minute. The higher flow rate pumps for the separation of large samples on a large columns are available. Some HPLC pumps are designed to take solvent from a single reservoir and other can simultaneously pump from more than one reservoir containing the different solvent. As a pump can continuously vary the ratio of solvent used as the mobile phase, they can be used for the gradient elution analysis. Generally, the gradient elution analysis pumps are the programmable. That is, the rate at which the composition of the mobile phase changes during development of the chromatogram can be determined by the analyst. Here is the constant pressure pump. This constant pressure pump, here is the solvent inlet, here is a solvent to column. Both side there is a to fit the non-return valve. The function of non-return valve, when the liquid pass that not return, then this is a air inlet, return valve, drive and seal. So this is the constant pressure pump. It flow the regulate at constant flow rate of the sample as well as the solvent. The sample injection system. The sample introduced into the injection port by three ways in HPLC. First one, the wall injection by loop injector. Second one, wall injection by an injection valve. And third one is the column injection by syringe through septum. In general, the column injection by syringe through septum system is preferred, but quantitative work wall injection system is preferred. Nowadays, the most widely used device, a commercial chromatogram, are the micro volume sampling halls. Automatic sample injectors are also available. We look in the figure valve position 1 and in the figure 2 valve position 2. In the valve position 1, F is connected to the, here is a B or sample loop, near the sample loop. Here near the sample loop, this is the ejected from the pump. This is point is the B. Therefore, there are the different positions. Then, next part, important part, separating part, that is the chromatographic column. The column used in HPLC is a special type. Firstly, it is made up of a heavily walled glass or stainless steel tubing which is specially prepared because the high pressure is applied. It can be withstand high pressure. How many pressure? That is 5.5 into 10 raised to 7 Pa, that is Pascal, or 8000 psi per square inch. The length of the column is usually 10 to 15 centimeter and the diameter is 4 to 10 millimeter. It contains stationary phase. The tubing must have smooth, precision bore internal diameter to ensure that a well-packed column will not close near the wall or packing interface because of the wall irregularities. The strength column are generally preferred in HPLC. The next important part in the HPLC is the preparation of column, that is column packing system. The method depends on the nature of packing material and the dimension of the particle size. These methods, due to the particle size and the nature of material, it is mainly divided into three parts. One is totally porous silica particles, second one is the porous layer beds, and third one is the porous polymeric bed. In the first case, total porous silica particles, it is depend upon the diameter of this particle is less than 10 micrometer. These are widely used for the analytical work. In the second case, porous layer beds, these are consisting of a thin cell having size 1 to 3 micrometer of silica or modified silica on the spherical inert core, that is a glass bed. In the third case, porous polymeric bed, these are based on the styrene divinyl benzene copolymer. Once again, these are based on styrene divinyl benzene copolymers. These are generally used for ion exchange and size exclusion chromatography. These have now been replaced by silica based packing. Then the next important part, when sample comes through the column, then it goes to the detector. In HPLC, mainly two types of the detectors are used. Number of detectors are used, but mostly two detectors are used. One is the UV visible detector and another one is the refractometer detector. The detector for HPLC must have low dead volume to minimize the extra column band broadening. The detector should be small and compatible with liquid flow. The detector used will depend on the nature of the sample. HPLC require the detectors with high sensitivity. The sensitivity should be in the microgram or nanogram range. The most widely and commonly used detectors, that is obviously UV visible detector and the refractometer detector. First we have seen that is the UV visible detectors. The UV visible means ultraviolet visible detector. The most widely used detectors for liquid chromatography are based on the absorption of ultraviolet or visible radiation. We know that 200 to 400 nanometer is the UV radiation range and 400 to 800 nanometer is the visible radiation range. This is one of the most widely used detector for HPLC. This is due to its relatively low cost and high sensitivity. It is not sensitive to temperature. It is highly sensitive to large number of organic compounds. It can be used for samples which do not absorb in UV visible region. This detector operates at fixed wavelength, that is wavelength range 254 nanometer to 280 nanometer, and the concentration range, that is 0.01 ppm or 10 raised to minus 8 gram per ml. Look here in this figure. Here is one side ultraviolet radiation come here is from the column and from the waste, and then we know that it create the electrons. In the second detector is the refractometer detector. It is also called as a universal detector. This detector measure the changes in refractive index of the eluent containing the separated solute. We know that refractive index is the characteristic property. It cannot be used effectively with gradient elution due to change in the baseline. It is very sensitive to temperature changes. The detector detect concentration at about range 10 ppm to 1 ppm, that is 10 raised to minus 5 to 10 raised to minus 6 gram per ml. The only limitation of this detector is that the sensitivity is limited. The other different types of the detectors are also used. It depends upon the sample. That is in the SPLC, that is absorption detector, fluorescence detector, electrochemical detector, refractive index detector, and conductivity detector, etc. The characteristic of the detector is the sensitivity of detector depends upon the type of response given in that detector. A universal detector is expected to sense all the constituents of the sample, whereas the selective detector will respond to only the selective compounds of the solute. The selectivity relates the sensitivity to the chemical nature of the sample. The linear range of the detector may be considered as the concentration range over which it responds is the proportional to the concentration of solute. Sensitivity is linear response, and the type of response are different important characteristic of the detector to be used in the HPLC. The mass LOD, that is limit of detection, is depend on the compound, instrument, and HPLC condition. But these values given are typical with the commercial system when available. And finally, the instrumental part, the detector is connected to the through amplifier to the recorder. The recorder, the eluate comes along with the constituent from the column goes to detector. Detector detect the constituent, that is emission of electron, and that emitted electron goes directly to the sensitivity indicating reading. A good amplifier must have the constant sensitivity, good linearity. Therefore, the HPLC having a number of advantages. The first one, it is accurate and quantitative measurements. Second one is a continuous monitoring of the column effluent. Third one, the separation is accurate and fast and efficient. It can be applied to the complex mixture. Results are reproducible by using the same column. That means suppose we have to analyze the sample at this time, then after 1 hour, after 10 hour, tomorrow, day after tomorrow, the results are same. That is called as a reproducible. So the results are reproducible by using the same column. Automation of the analytical procedure and the data handling. Then adsorption, partition column separation are excellently made. Then finally we come to the conclusion, that is the important application of the HPLC. HPLC having a tremendous application. It is very the advanced technique. Nowadays most of the things, most of the industries as well as the biochemical laboratories are used as a HPLC. First application is forensic chemistry. Second one is the separation of lipids. Third one, it is useful in steroids, analysis of steroids. Then it is useful in the analysis of natural and synthetic pharmaceutical drugs. It is useful in the analysis of nucleic acid in the physiological fluids. It is useful to analysis of the psychotropic drugs in body fluid, and it is useful in analysis of inorganic chemistry. In the forensic chemistry, we know that forensic chemistry is a branch of forensic toxicology or scientific criminology. With the help of HPLC, a large number of intoxicant or poisonous have been detected. They may be include a medicine, that is the medicaments such as sleep producing, that is the hypotics and related compounds, the plant protection agent like the uh, cholinesterases, inhibitors, alcohols, etc., inorganic agents such as the fluoride, cyanide, etc., a large number of industrial chemical, household chemicals like formic acid, and intoxicant like the barbiturates. So it is widely used group of the sedative drugs derived from the barbituric acid. A large number of additive drugs such as cocaine, it is alkaloid derived from the leaves of coca plant, used as a local anesthetic in nose, throat, ear and eye surgery. It is toxic to the brain. So lysergic acid, diethylamide, LSD, in short called as LSD, have been detected by HPLC. With the help of HPLC, the analysis of various explosives such as HMX, RDX, TNT, etc. have been carried out by using this technique. The next application is the separation of lipids. In a medicinal laboratory, the lipids and long chain lipids are analyzed with the help of HPLC. The analysis of triglycerides is done with the help of this HPLC. The third application is to analysis of steroids. HPLC has successfully been applied to the separation of all classes of the steroid hormones. Then next application is the analysis of natural and synthetic pharmaceutical drugs. The HPLC is useful to natural and synthetic pharmaceutical drug analysis. The important uses of HPLC in this area are different. That is the production of development and the product control. Second one is the clinical analysis. Third one is the material analysis. Fourth one is the isolation of the pharmaceuticals. Then the next application of the HPLC is the nucleic acid in the physiological fluids. Nucleic acid and their metabolites. Then purines, that is the constituents of the nucleoproteins from which uric acid is obtained, are analyzed with the help of the HPLC technique. Then the next application is the physicotropic drug in body fluid. HPLC method has also been used for the separation and identification of the physicotropic drug, that is the drug that affect mind and moods, that is antidepressant, sedatives, stimulants. These includes the benzodiazepine, that is the tranquilizer which allays or reduces acute anxiety, and the antidepressant, that is drug that reduce the depression, which are analyzed with the help of this HPLC technique. In addition to this, HPLC is also effective in the analysis of amino acids and proteins. The HPLC also useful for the analysis of coal and oil product. HPLC is also useful in the psychotropic drug in body fluid. The HPLC method has also been used for the separation and identification of the psychotropic drug, that is, the drug that affect the mind and moods. Antidepressant, sedatives, stimulants. These includes the benzodiazepine, that is the tranquilizer, which allows and reduces the acute anxiety antidepressant, that is the drug reduces the depression, etc. In addition to this, the HPLC is also effective in the analysis of amino acids and proteins. The HPLC also useful for analysis of coal and oil product. In the chromatogram, these are the chromatogram, that is detector response versus time. With the help of HPLC, we have to separate the lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, etc. These constituents are also separated. Then HPLC is also useful for the separation of molecular compounds, that is non-ionic, can be carried using HPLC technique, that is separation of large homocycles, that is sulfur, which is having a number of the forms X, X from 6 to 15, can be done C18 columns using a pure methanolic eluent by using the HPLC. And the HPLC is also applicable as a reverse phase liquid chromatography. It is used for the separation of molecular compound using the bonded alkyl silica phases and organic eluting agent such as acetonitrile or methanol. Thank you once again.